Hey there, thanks for watching this video. As you can tell from the title, I'm going to be doing an art space tour, and I say art space and not studio because I do not have a nice big studio to show you guys. I'm a 20-something student living with roommates, so I have to make do with the space I do have, so all my art stuff is kind of smack dab in the middle of my personal living space. So I'll try not to show you any weird, unnecessary things you don't need to see. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys a bit of who I am behind the art you always see on here, and show that you can pursue your art and your passion regardless of the space or the setting that you're in. So yeah, please enjoy. So yeah, let's just dive right in. I'm gonna start at like the busiest part of my desk here. What do I start with? I got this mirror from a guy at work who is like moving on to like a different job. He was getting rid of some stuff and he was like, who wants this mirror? And I wanted it, so I grabbed it, and I stuck it here just to make my desk feel a little bit bigger and add a bit of like pizzazz to my space. So yeah, it's home now. I've got this wooden organizer thing. I actually think I grabbed this at like a supermarket or something, but it's actually pretty nice. Like, I'm really happy with it. I like the color of it and everything. In this first compartment here, I've got my watercolor brushes and so on. Got my X-Acto knife, a straw for like the splatter effects, and my calligraphy pen. Yeah, so all the stuff I use the most often is in this. And I've got the next one, my watercolor pencils. I don't use these ones quite as often. I bought them when I first started doing watercolor, and I didn't end up liking them very much. Like, they're really good quality and I really like them, but I don't use them as often as I use my paint. So I do use them like once in a blue moon, and this is where they hang out. And over here is where I keep my pens. As you can tell, like with all the pens sticking out and stuff, I should probably get a bigger compartment for them, or there's a few probably dead ones in there that I could take out and throw away. But yeah, that's kind of my pen porcupine there, and I keep my scissors and my tape, and got my glue stick and my pencil sharpener in there. Yeah, over here I've got my cheap acrylic paint that I got from the dollar store. Bought it for $1.75. Yeah, it's super cheap. There's definitely better quality acrylic paint out there, but for what I use it for, it's good enough. Like, I use it for detailing and stars and stuff, so good enough for what I use it for. I've got my masking fluid, my Winsor & Newton brand one. It's way more expensive than my paint, but yeah, it's really fun using this. This here used to be a contact solution container, but once it emptied out, I just rinsed it out with water and added more water to it. I kind of wanted something like small and like compact that I could bring with me, so I can just like add water to my palette. Like, I know some people use like eyedroppers, but I don't have the patience for it. Like, I don't want to like unscrew it and like grab some water and like kind of, you know, do what you do with eyedroppers. So this is nice because I can just like pop it open and just like pour wherever I need it. So yeah, I'm really glad I'm using this container. And these are my jars I use to clean my brushes. I kind of had a system going at first where like I use this as like my dirty jar where I cleaned my brushes first, and I picked up like clean water from this one, but as you can see, it is pretty dirty too, so that system kind of fell apart, but it works. Everything turns out well in the end, so I'm not too hung up about it. Over here is my ghetto camera stand. I bought this when I first started doing my YouTube videos, and I thought it would be good enough, but it really isn't tall enough for like the pieces I'm doing now, so I kind of added it on top of this, I think it's, what is this? Yeah, the Body Shop tin and whatever this container is, just so it had enough height. Yeah, so if you see the edge of these in my videos and you're like, what is that? It is these random containers I use to prop up my camera stand. Yeah, I can probably buy another one whenever I have the budget for it, but not at the top of my priority list. Over here, I've got my inks. So I've got my gold, my white, my silver. Got my old jar of gold here, but it's pretty gross if you can see that. So I can probably throw it out, but I want to keep the jar for something. I'm not sure what yet, but I'll clean it out and use it for the future. This random box here, I don't really remember what it used to hold, but right now it has like the tips or the nibs or whatever for my calligraphy pen, and just like tiny little erasers that I used for my sketches before I did painting. And then got my business cards in this box, and this is my DIY watercolor palette that I really failed at. I'm not going to show you guys inside because you'll laugh at me how bad it looks, but yeah, I never use that anymore. It's just kind of sitting there. It's kind of a decoration now. So over this way I have my lamp. I got it off Kijiji. I think it's pretty standard. You all know what a lamp does. And here I stuck my binder clips that I use for my moleskin just to keep the pages down. Got a bunch of miscellaneous stuff like my paper towel to wipe off my brushes and stuff, and my eraser, which should really be with my pencils and stuff, but it's over here. And this little lid that I use for my white paint, I pour out in here, and just like a bunch of random stuff here. This stuff, my random scrap paper, I use these guys when I'm doing like splatter effects for like, I don't know, like galaxy or just, I don't know, abstract kind of stuff. It's super random stuff. Like I'm pretty sure this thing is from like a sock pack or something. So yeah, it's pretty random, but I like the shape of it, so I kept it to cover like necks or like arms or whatever. So yeah, just got a bunch of random papers here that I use for those reasons. So I really want to show you guys my wall. I've got like a magnetic board here that I originally wanted to put like ideas or like little notes or like rough sketches up on, but I ended up just like putting random stuff on it. Like it kind of reminds me of like my old junior high locker. It's just because of all the random stuff I put up here. Like I've got, this is a picture of my older sister when she graduated from civil engineering. I'm super proud of her. That's my boyfriend posing it up, modeling it up. And this girl here, I'm not related to whatsoever. But she was handing out like her school picture, and I grabbed one. So yeah, she's up on my fake idea board. Shout out to Selena if you're watching this. But yeah, and I've got like the color sheet from my Winsor & Newton set here. I don't really use it anymore. I just like having like, you know, like the variety of colors up here to look at. I've got random papers that I should file away for taxes next year. You can see how adult like I am. I just stuck them here so I don't lose them. Oh, this is a list of, well, it's the start of a list of books that I want to read again in the future. I had an old list, but I filled it up, so I stuck it away in my journal. I've got The A to Z of You and Me by James Hanna. And I just like write down books I'd like to read again in the future so I don't forget them. Yeah, I've got a bunch of old business cards up here. I don't really use them. I just stuck them up there in case I did need them. And oh, these magnets, I made these. That's polymer clay, made a little flower there. And just use like little stones from the dollar store. Shout out to my Zelda fans. Yeah, over here, I went to Italy last year, so I grabbed some souvenirs. This magnet, oh, and a postcard. They're both from Florence, which is a beautiful city in Italy. If you get the chance to go, do it. Yeah, that bridge is like hundreds of years old, and I got to walk in it, so it was really cool. I was like, I'm walking on like a piece of history, like this is awesome. Yeah, I was pretty excited. Up here, my sister went on an Asia trip, I think last year, or sometime, and she brought some souvenirs back. So this here is a magnet she brought from Japan. It's still in its plastic covering, so it lasts forever. And this Fierce Lady magnet is from Korea, and this postcard is from Japan. I think it's a pretty famous painting, but I never bothered like looking up the title of it or who the artist is, which I really should, because I really do like this painting. It's really simple, but it's very beautiful. So I should really look it up. If you recognize it, let me know in the comments below. Oh, up here is one of the first paintings I did in acrylic and ink. Yeah, I still like it a lot. I liked it. I was really proud of it when I first did it, but now that I've had more experience, it's like, it's cute. Yeah, so I just put it up here because it's nice and pretty. I've got a few fortunes here that I can't seem to throw away for some reason. I'm just hoarding a bunch of random stuff on here. But yeah, I have a bunch of prints that I got too. These are all from Otofest, which is kind of like a Comic-Con for anime and manga fans. Like all of these prints, they're of art that has anime influence, which I think is so beautiful. Like anime gets a bad rep, but these are pieces that are so pretty. You guys can tell I really like blue and purple and sky themes. So yeah, those are my prints. I like to look up at them when I need inspiration or I need some ideas for my art. So I'm gonna take you guys down here. In this space here, I like to keep my palettes. Like this is my Winsor & Newton. This is a palette I brought. I'm building a Daniel Smith watercolor palette. I've only got a few colors right now because his paints are quite nice and therefore very expensive. So I just like to buy them when I have the money for it. And this is my Kuretake Ganzai Tambi. Probably still butchering that name. That's that palette set there. I got like a board to tape my loose watercolor paper to so that it doesn't bend. It's my pencil case I bring into school and work and stuff. And this is my moleskin, my latest one. It's not very full yet, so I won't show you guys what's in it. Yeah, so just easy to grab stuff is in there. And yeah, these sheets are just where I try out different color combinations. I've got yeah, like a few like skin tone ones and like miscellaneous colors I want to just try together. I'm not going to show you this drawer because that's where I keep like my bills and like mail and stuff and like boring stuff you don't want to see. So I'm not going to show you that. But in here is where I keep the art supplies I don't use very often. I got this Ferrero Rocher container. I just really like keeping boxes and stuff in case I can use them in the future. And sometimes I do use them, but sometimes I don't. But I'm like determined to use it because it's like a pretty sturdy like container. So yeah, I'll eventually use that. I'm determined to. But yeah, what else is in here? I've got some spray paint that I was using for the frames I used for the pieces in the Not Forgotten Art Gallery from Lighthouse Voyage. Spray paint looks like super fun in movies and stuff, but I did not enjoy it. Like my first experience with these guys, like I just felt like I was covered in dust after. Like it was like so gross. I was like so happy when I finished doing those frames. Probably not going to use spray paint again in the future. Oh, and this is varnish for my acrylic paintings. I need to buy more probably. But I don't actually do acrylic painting that often, so maybe I don't need to. Got some ribbon. I've got all my acrylic paints in here. Yeah, they're all dollar store because I'm super cheap. But yeah, it's good enough for me because I don't do a lot of acrylic painting, so it wouldn't make sense to buy a lot of high-end, like good quality ones. Rather spend my money on the watercolor stuff that I actually do very often. Yeah. What else? Oh, I've got some yarn in here. I did some knitting for a while. Like I made a scarf for myself. But I'm not really as crazy about it as painting. I'm not very good at it. This here is, this used to be a tea tin that I got from work again. And it's holding all of my watercolor tubes. So yeah, that's happening in there. I hope no one's missing this from work because it didn't look like anyone was using it, but if you're looking for it, it is in my art supply drawer. And yeah, I got some palettes, some randoms. I got, oh, my Prismacolor pencils that I was using a lot when I was doing my Disney portraits. So yeah, that's in here. I don't use them quite as often anymore. So next to my desk, I've got another cabinet thing. I'm really maximizing like the space out of my room because I have so much stuff. But yeah, this is my scanner that I use for my 9x12 or smaller pieces. It's really nice. I did a lot of research before I bought it, so I'm really happy with the job it does. But yeah, I kind of keep it out of the way here. I need to get something on top so and then the dust gets inside. Oh, this up here, it's like more that board stuff, so I can tape loose watercolor paper to it so it doesn't get all like wavy and annoying. So yeah, and this one is usually on my desk, usually like in that space right there, but yeah, I put it here because I was cleaning everything up. In this drawer is where I keep all my electronic stuff. So I've got my YouTube camera that I use to film all my time lapses. Got a bunch of chargers. Oh, there's a bunch of frames in here that I don't have anywhere else to put it, so they are stuck in there. I won't show you that drawer because that's where I keep makeup and stuff for my personal life. So I've got this shelf in the corner. Got a lot of stuff in it. I don't really know where to start. Oh yeah, that's a camera stand my dad let me use. I use it a lot for like my vlogging videos, which I've only made like 2 of. I need to use it more because he's letting me borrow it. But thanks, Dad. He does some photography as a hobby, so it's really nice of him to let me borrow that. But yeah, I guess I'll start up here. This is like my random shelf where like I kind of like stick stuff that I use pretty often and take out or whatever. So it's kind of disorganized and really not pleasant to look at. But yeah, I've got my Bible. I got a book up here. What book is this? This is oh, this is the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. My brother's letting me borrow it, but I haven't actually gotten around to reading it yet. This is my current sketchbook. I don't have a lot in there right now, so I won't show you that either. Got a journal, some random stuff, a few books. Got a candy cane I'm promising myself I'm gonna eat, but to be honest, I probably will not because it's been a while since Christmas. This is the shelf where I keep most of my art stuff. This is my 12 by 16 paper and pieces. They don't fit on these shelves, so I have to put it in sideways. But yeah, that's my latest piece, Mr. Hammerhead here. Yeah, 12 by 16. This is cold press paper. I really love it. It's super good. Still need to get used to painting on hot press, but for now I love cold press. So yeah, I need to buy like a display book with like plastic sleeves for these guys so they don't get damaged. But yeah, some of my favorite pieces are in here because like with bigger paper you have more room to execute your ideas. So yeah, there's those guys. Go back. So yeah, I have a bunch of stuff in here, a bunch of sketchbooks. So I've got my 9 by 12 pieces kind of hanging out in here. Another frame, coloring book in there, a few journals. Oh, here's my old moleskin. I painted on every single piece of paper in there. As you can see, the binder clips did the best they could, but it's hard to prevent that warping, you know. So moving on, I got my school stuff there and some tax stuff I need to organize. I just really hate taxes, you guys. I'm probably not going to touch it unless someone forces me. And I've got some books down here. I'm really into like action and like horror books, which my mom wasn't really happy about. But yeah, I've got tons of like Stephen King books. Like you can see a few down here amid like all my notebooks and stuff. But yeah, I want to show you guys 2 of my books right now since I'm here. This is Kathy's book. I got a lot of inspiration from this because I got this in 2007. So like 10 years ago, I was in grade 7 in junior high, and this was like the coolest book I've ever seen because it's kind of in like a diary kind of format. Like this girl, Kathy, she's kind of like investigating what's going on around her, and she has like amazing doodles on these. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, it's like a kind of like a diary format. Like she tells you when she's writing and stuff, and she's got these doodles and most of the pages. Like it's so good. She's so good. Yeah, so I was like super pleased with this gift. Like I was like, this is my favorite gift at my, how old was I? Like 11, 12, 13 in grade 7. But yeah, this is one of my favorite gifts. And then, but yeah, she did some watercolor illustrations, like super beautiful. She's got like an envelope of like evidence because she was investigating some stuff. So that was super cool. And like some doodles in here that were really quirky, really cool. I'll show you the back one too because I really like those ones. But yeah, more doodles in there. yeah, and this is the back cover with all these little doodles. Yeah, so super fun. I've read this over like tons of times. The plot's really good, but I love the doodles and the drawings, and she's got more in there, but I won't show you guys for the sake of time. So yeah, that's Kathy's book. I really love looking this over when I need some inspiration. And I also love Howl's Moving Castle. I used to read a lot when I was younger. Like I was that bookish girl who was like reading on the bus, like reading in the corner. Like when my parents thought I was asleep, I was reading this like with a flashlight on. Well, not this, but just like a bunch of books. This is one of the books that like stuck with me. Just because like it's such an imaginative story and like the visuals are beautiful. Like I prefer the book more than I do the Studio Ghibli movie. Like it was a beautiful movie, but it kind of strayed from the plot a little bit, and I prefer this version quite a bit to the movie plot. But yeah, this doesn't have pictures. It's definitely not a picture book, but there's a few illustrations in there that I really loved. Like there's Howl himself, this eccentric dude. But yeah, you're probably familiar with the story. You've probably heard of it. If you haven't read it, I really recommend it. I like love reading through this. Like I've got a bunch of books that I think of when I think of inspiration, and I don't have all of them. I'm gonna buy them eventually, but these are the two that I kind of turn to when I'm feeling kind of like dry in terms of ideas and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, so that was my art space or room tour or whatever. Yeah, thanks for watching all of that. Like I don't have a lot of stuff. I don't have a lot of room, but what I do have and the space I do have works for the pieces that I wanted to create. So yeah, I just wanted to reiterate, like it doesn't matter like if you have like an amazing studio space, or if you have a tiny cramped desk like me. If you have the passion and you have the drive to follow your passion, like go for it. Right, because I made it work here where I am with the limited supplies that I do have. So yeah, I just wanted to encourage you guys by that, and I wanted to show a little bit of like me, the artist, as opposed to just tons of time lapses, which I know you guys like, but I know you also like learning a bit about the artist as well. So thanks for watching this whole video. If you really liked it, please actually like it here on YouTube and subscribe to my channel to see more of my content. But yeah, thanks again for watching. I will see you guys next time.